Hello and welcome. I'm Lilia, your local real estate broker, and today we're going on a journey together. Not just through homes and neighborhoods, but through history itself. We'll explore historic real estate landmarks in Concord, the East Bay, and across the Bay Area. We'll uncover stories of families, developers, military bases, universities, and even disasters that shape the homes we live in today. And along the way, I'll give you my perspective as a broker. How does this history impact the way people buy and sell real estate right now? What can we learn from the past that helps us make smarter decisions in today's market? By the end, you'll see our neighborhoods differently, not just as properties, but as places layered with meaning, legacy, and community. Let's get started with Concord. Todos Santos Plaza. Every East Bay city has a heart. For Concord, it's Todos Santos Plaza. Laid out in 1869 when the area was still called Todos Santos, this plaza was designed in the classic Spanish model, a town square surrounded by commerce and homes. I often tell clients who are considering downtown Concord real estate, living near Todos Santos Plaza means you're not just buying a home, you're buying into a lifestyle where the community literally gathers in your front yard. Think about summer concerts in the park, farmers markets, outdoor dining. You can step outside your condo or craftsman home and be part of the heartbeat of the city. That's why homes near the plaza carry a premium, Don Salvio Pacheco Adobe. Now, let's rewind even further to 1835. The Don Salvio Pacheco Adobe is the oldest structure in Concord. Don Salvio Pacheco owned nearly 18,000 acres. Imagine standing on his property back then. No freeways, no subdivisions, just rolling ranch land and orchards. From the adobe, the foundation of Concord was laid. Today, when I tour homes with clients near downtown, I always remind them, this neighborhood isn't just convenient, it's historic. You're walking the same land where Concord was born. Galindo House and Gardens, built in 1856 by Francisco Galindo and Maria Dolores Pacheco. This Victorian home is still standing proudly today. I've walked through this home many times and it's like stepping into a time capsule. Tall ceilings, ornate woodwork, patterned wallpaper. It reminds us that even in the 1850s, families wanted elegance, comfort, and pride of ownership. What's interesting is that the Galindo family never left the house until the early 1900s. That's multi-generational living, something we're seeing in resurgence of in today's real estate market. Concord's World War II era, naval weapons station. In the 1940s, Concord became the strategic military hub. The Port Chicago Naval Magazine was critical for supplying the Pacific Fleet. But in 1944, a disaster struck. An explosion killed over 300 servicemen, mostly African-American sailors. That tragedy is now remembered as the Port Chicago Naval Memorial. From a real estate perspective, the military history sparked rapid growth. Workers needed housing, and developers built entire neighborhoods in Concord to meet that demand. That's why you see so many mid-century ranch homes here. These homes remain popular today for their affordability and solid construction. For buyers, I always say if you want space, yards, and value, Concord's mid-century neighborhoods are hidden gems. Moving beyond Concord, the East Bay is full of fascinating landmarks. Mount Diablo and ranch lands. Mount Diablo has always been a symbol of the East Bay, but in the 1800s, the surrounding land was ranch country. Families raised cattle, planted orchards, and worked the land. Fast forward to today, neighborhoods like Danville, Clayton, and Walnut Creek still reflect that ranching past. Large lots, ranch-style homes, and semi-rural feel. It's why people pay top dollar to live near trails and open space. As a broker, I always point out, proximity to Mount Diablo State Park isn't just about views. It's about quality of life. Hiking, biking, and natural beauty boost both lifestyle and property values. Martinez, John Muir home. Martinez, just a short drive from Concord, is home to John Muir's Victorian mansion. Muir lived here in the late 1800s. When you walk through his house, you can see how orchards surrounded the property. The agricultural past is why Martinez still has historic homes and bungalows full of character. Buyers who want that small town California feel often choose Martinez. They're drawn to its slower pace and historic charm, especially compared to and fast-paced Walnut Creek, Berkeley, and Oakland. Then we have the Grand East Bay icons. The Claremont Hotel, built in 1915, is one of the most recognizable landmarks in Berkeley. When it was built, developers wanted to attract San Franciscans to the East Bay with luxury. And guess what? It worked. Berkeley and Oakland real estate took off around the Claremont area. Lilia Morgan, California's first licensed female architect, designed dozens of Bay Area homes and public buildings. Her Mediterranean and craftsman styles influenced entire neighborhoods. Even today, buyers in Berkeley and Oakland ask me, is that a Lilia Morgan design? That's how powerful architectural legacy can be. In Oakland, landmarks like the Paramount Theater and Fox Theater represent the Art Deco boom. And neighborhoods like Preservation Park preserve stunning Victorians from the late 1800s. I've shown homes just blocks away from these landmarks, and buyers love the sense of history. Historic San Francisco Bay Area landmarks. Now let's zoom out to the wider Bay Area. San Francisco's Painted Ladies. If you've seen Full House, you know the Painted Ladies. These Victorians near Alamo Square date back to the 1800s. They survived the 1906 earthquake and fire, which makes them rare survivors. Today, these homes sell for multiple millions, not just because of location, but because buyers crave their history and story. The Ferry Building, built in 1898. The Ferry Building was once the busiest terminal in the world. It survived the 1906 earthquake and has been reborn as a marketplace. When I talk to buyers who want waterfront condos nearby, I tell them you're not just buying views of the Bay, you're buying into the legacy of San Francisco as a world port city. Nob Hill Mansions. The railroad barons Stanford, Hopkins, Crocker, Huntington built palatial mansions on Nob Hill. Many burned in 1906, but were rebuilt as luxury hotels. That transformation mirrors today's market. Even when disaster strikes, real estate adapts, rebuilds, and often comes back stronger. Then there's Palo Alto and Silicon Valley. Once, this was the Valley of Heart's Delight, covered in orchards. Stanford University's founding in 1891 helped shape Palo Alto as a residential community for professors and students. Fast forward to today, those orchards are now the world's most expensive real estate. From Cupertino to Menlo Park, ranch-style homes built for orchard workers now sell for millions because of proximity to tech. That's the lesson. Real estate follows economic shifts. From orchards to innovation, from farmland to freeways. The land is the constant. Its value adapts to the moment. What do all these historic sites teach us about today's real estate market? First, history adds value. Homes in historic districts almost always command a premium. Buyers want walkable neighborhoods with character and charm. Second, economic shaped housing. Military bases, universities, tech companies, each wave of growth created demand, and developers built homes to match. Third, architecture tells a story. Victorians, craftsman bungalows, mid-century ranches. Each era reflects who we were, and each has a dedicated buyer pool today. That's why, as a broker, I always advise buyers, don't just look at square footage, look at the story behind the home, because that story is what people pay for. Thank you for joining me on this journey. We walked through Concord's roots from the Pacheco adobe to the Galindo homes. We explored East Bay landmarks in Martinez, Berkeley, and Oakland, and we zoomed out to San Francisco Painted Ladies, the Ferry Building, and rise of Silicon Valley. All of these stories remind us real estate isn't just about property lines and price tags. It's about people, culture, and history. Comment below, what's your favorite landmark in the Bay Area? Or if you're thinking of buying or selling, call or DM me. Don't forget to subscribe to more videos on East Bay real estate. I'm Lilia, your East Bay real estate broker. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you in town.